been a few days and, you know, you've spent time away from me in that point. So, does anybody remember the first thing we do when we graph an inequality? What's the first thing we do when we graph anything? Put it in slope-intercept form. Take a point. So it says graph the line, which means you must solve for y first. So put in slope-intercept form. Now, how do we know whether to use a solid or dotted line?
If it's equal to, or if it's just.
Yes. All right, so take a point. Greater than or less than? Greater than or equal to, less than or equal to is when you use a solid line. Greater than and less than is when you use a dotted.
What?
I hate you all. Alright, and then you shade above when it's greater than, and you shade below when it's less than. Is this coming back to anybody? Hey, that's exciting. Alright, we ready to open to the inside, or do we need a moment? Okay. We need so many moments. So many things. Are we ready now? Okay, awesome. Open this up. Now, let's solve this first inequality for y. And this is just practice to get us to 2. We know how to do this, but this is just reviewing. Why is this not focusing? Alright, so how would we solve x minus 2y for y?
You have to put the x on the side.
Subtract x, good. Put it on the other side. Both of you take a point. And are we going to get positive 2y or negative 2y when we bring it down? Negative. And then divide by what? Negative 2. And what happens when we divide by a negative? Good, take a point. Now, do I divide all of the things by negative 2 or one of the things? All of the things. So what is negative 1 divided by negative 2? 1/2. Take a point. And what is positive 6 divided by negative 2? Look at you go, Tater. And it says plot points using the slope and the y-intercept. So what? We always start with our y-intercept, which is what this time? Negative 3. So are we going to go left 3 or down 3? Down 3. Because it's the y-intercept. And then we're going to go what? Good. Kind of hard to see those lines on this. And if we have room, we need to go down 1 and left 2, because remember we want to go all the way across. Now, before we connect our dots, we need to determine if we're going to use a slope slot. Thank you so much. What are we going to use? Dotted, because this does not have a line under it. And then we have to shade above or below. What do we do? Above, because it's greater than. Ta-da! We did it. Isn't it magical? And then it says test a point. The solution should be shaded, so let's test 0, 0, since it's right here. We're going to plug in 0 for x and y. So if you plug in 0 for x, and you plug in 0 for y, what is 2 times 0? What's 0 minus 0? Is 0 less than 6? Look at us go. So now what do you think we're going to do with a system of inequalities? You don't know? Well, what have we done with systems of equations? Have we graphed one line or two lines? Two. So are we going to graph one inequality or two inequalities? Are we going to need one color or two colors? Two. Oh. Can y'all let her in, please? She is not a killer. Alright, so let's look on the inside of our foldable. Now it says solve each inequality for y, but look, they've already done it for us. So let's just cheat and write those down. Okay? Unless you just really want to solve them. Alright. So we know that y is less than negative 2x plus 4 because all you would do is subtract 2x. And I'm going to do that one in that pinkish color, and then I'm going to do my other one in blue. Now, the reason we need two different colors is because we're shading two different times. So I would highly suggest you get two different colors and not just use different shadings of your pencil. Now, let's start with our pink line. It's y is less than negative 2x plus 4. So we're going to go up 4 first, correct?
Yes.
And then we're going to go down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1. Put it back where you got it. Thank you. And are we going to use a solid or a dashed line? Dashed. And are we going to shade above or below? Below. Now I would shade lightly in your color, and I'll show you why in a minute. Will you put it under the trash can? Thank you. Alright, and then for our other one, we're going to go down 3. And then what are we going to do? Good. And I'm out of room that way. I'm out of room that way. Am I going to have a solid or a dashed line this time? Solid. Now, these two lines do cross at a point, and normally when we're solving equations, we would say, ooh, that point is the solution. But inequalities have infinite number of solutions, as we're showing by our shaded regions. Now, for this blue line, are we going to shade above it or below it? Above, because it's greater than. Now, for this time, how do we know where our solutions are?
They're in the shaded part where they both are shaded.
Yeah, where they both are shaded. Good. Both of you take a point. Now, where you see both colors is where your solutions are, because it has to be below our pink line, but above our blue line. And the only place that is below the pink and above the blue is right here. That's it. That's all you do. Do you want to do the next one together, or you think you can try it on your own? Okay. It's an example of no solution, so see what you think that's going to look like. It's going to be chaos. It's not really. Does yours look the same? Now, why is it no solution? There's no overlapping of colors, and they're parallel, and they goes opposite direction. All right, can I give you 2 for homework, and you be good with doing those? Or do you think you need more than 2? Just 2, and you can work on your word problems? And if you have any questions about your word problem packet, you can ask it? Why are you looking at me like that? Weirdo. All right. I'm going to write these on the back on 48B. Why couldn't we use substitution or elimination for this? Does anybody think they know? Do you think the signs might mess us up since they're not the same always? If you use elimination and you tried to add straight down, normally we have an equal sign. But if we have an inequality sign and one is greater than, one's less than, how do you know what to do? Just food for thought. I'm going to give you 3. It's just 3. Calm down. Who remembers how to graph horizontal and vertical lines? Awesome. 2 people. Cool. Well, you'll do great on your homework. The rest of you, sorry about your life. How do you know when it's vertical? Does it pass through X or Y on the vertical? If it's vertical. Through X. And if it's horizontal, it would say, look at you guys go. You do remember. Kind of. Are there any problems from your word problem packet that you want to look at after you write these down?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Is it the geometry one?
Yes.
Y'all are so silly. You just have to draw a picture. Are we done writing down our homework? Okay. So, do we all want to look at the geometry ones on our word problem packet?
Yes.
On the first one, it says the length of a rectangle is 5 more than the width. The perimeter is 120. What is the length and width and area? Draw a rectangle. This side is your width. That means this side is also your width. If you don't know what they are, we're just going to use a W for width. And we know they're congruent because opposite sides of a rectangle are congruent. Now, what does it tell us about our length?
5 more than the width.
Yep. So if this side's our length, it would equal W plus 5. And what would this bottom side be? W plus 5. Now it gives us the perimeter is 120. And what is the perimeter of a figure? All the sides added. Good, take a point. So you would just do W plus W plus W plus 5 plus W plus 5 equals 120. That's it. Then find your length, find your width, then plug it in and find your width. Find the letters. How about that? Is that better? Find the letters. And then to get the area, you just multiply length times width. That's it. And it's okay to get a decimal. Any others?
Can you just go back to the ticket one, the first one?
The ticket one?
Yes.
The ticket type problems, Odyssey Rockets?
Yes.
Okay. So, adult tickets are X, student tickets are Y, correct? If we make $546, that means we need to do 5X plus 2Y equals 546. And if we sold 183, you just add them together. That's it. That's all you do. Any other problems? Alright, you have 6 minutes left with me, so that's plenty of time to work out something. I don't want to see you packed. I want to see you working on something. Does everybody understand? Ready, set, go, team. Do you want me to leave this up for a second?